Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Southeast Lancer Classic on the girls' side. Tony Fuentes here along with Scott Marlowe. Drew Fuentes taking care of our live stream tonight. Karen Hardesty back in the KLKC studio patching us through. And should be a pretty good matchup for the Lady Vikes here tonight. Lady Vikes come in 7-3, whereas the Erie Red Devils come in 2-6. So the Lady Vikes are the 3 seed, and the Lady Red Devils are the 6 seed here in the Lancer Classic. On the boys' side, the boys are victorious last night, 69-34. And Scott, I think the girls have a pretty favorable matchup here tonight. They should be able to do just about whatever they want.
Yeah,
it looks like
they took care of Erie. I think it was just last year.
Yep, in the second round, I believe.
The same tournament, and the girls have a good record at 7-3, but both teams are actually not quite as good as they were last year. In fact, I would say Erie is down quite a bit from what they had last year. Then the Lady Vikings, although they've got 7 wins just because of the some issues at the point guard position, although they've done a very good job working around those issues.
Yep.
For the most part. They're not quite as solid as they were last year, and yet they keep figuring out a way to win games. And yep. I agree with you. I think they match up very well with this Erie ball club, and if they come out and play the kind of basketball that they've been playing, I don't really foresee much of a problem tonight, and that's not taking anything away from Erie. It's just sometimes you match up well with the team and sometimes you don't.
Yeah, it looks like Erie's fairly young. Only one senior, Skylar Hopper, is the only senior on the Red Devil roster, and there's a few names that I recognize from last year. I know Alex Pasquarelli was one of them, and so I think Erie's definitely not going to just lay down. I think they're going to put up a fight. They're always a scrappy team regardless. So I foresee, I don't know if we'll see what we seen last year in the barrage of threes.
Right.
The first game last year we played Columbus, and me and Scott were talking off air. I want to say it was either 15 or 17 team three-pointers, and I know it tied a state record. And I know Sydney Scheibe had 11 of them. And I'm almost positive that was a school record for Parsons.
Yeah, I would think that has to be a record.
And possibly close to being a state record individually as well. So, but these Lady Vikes had a couple of losses to end right before the Christmas break. They lost to Labette County, and they lost to Fort Scott. Mm-hmm. Fort Scott, then Labette County before the break, and then they came back with a good road win at Pittsburgh, and then a really good road win at Indy last Tuesday. It was actually just a week ago. An Indy team that was 7-0 going into that game, and the Lady Vikes, had a really good game. Sydney Scheibe was 5 for 5 from three-pointer in the first quarter and into the first minute of the second quarter, and then she never shot another three the rest of the game. They kind of shut her down. But Ashka Patel ended up hitting a couple, and I think Brianna Patterson also hit a three, and I think Sayla Ray may have hit one as well. So the Lady Vikes, even though Sydney Scheibe's not available at the three-point line, we still got some girls that can shoot it from the outside, and force underneath with Anaya Hinman. I mean, she's been getting better and better. We've seen her playing every minute as a freshman, sophomore, and she's just getting more familiar with the floor, and she's only a junior. So the more these girls that are juniors play together, Patel and Scheibe and Hinman, they're just going to keep getting better, and I don't foresee them backing down from pretty much anybody in the next year and a half, Scott. I mean, they're as long as they stay healthy, we've got some shooters.
Yeah, usually, as long as the Lady Vikes can take care of the basketball, they can usually put some points on the board, whether it's, knocking down a three-pointer or working the ball down to Anaya. Any team can go into an offensive funk, but this team, they have some offensive weapons, and Coach Scheibe does a good job of, getting the girls in a position to where they can score the basketball. And the good thing about this tournament is even if you slip up and you don't make it to the finals,
Yeah.
you're still guaranteed 3 games here
Yeah.
at the Lancer Classic. So, but the boys advanced last night, and hopefully the girls can make it to the semifinals again. Already a couple of games have been completed. Neota Shea won the
Shea
opener,
girls,
and then Riverton just knocked off Columbus in the second game.
Which ended up being a pretty close game at the end. Riverton was starting to kind of pull away. I think they were up by 9, and then it got down to a 2 or 3 point game in the last minutes. And then I think they ended up winning. Riverton ended up winning by 5, but it was a pretty good battle. But that was a 4 or 5 seeded game, which normally, when you have a 4 or 5 seeded game, it's typically a pretty good contest. And it was. And same last night. I think Baxter and Riverton and the boys' side was the 4 or 5 game, and it was 28-26 at halftime. And then I think going into the fourth quarter, it was still a 2 point game. But I think Riverton ended up prevailing in that. So the Riverton boys will be in the first semifinal on Thursday night, and then the Vikings will take on College Heights in the boys' second semifinal game on Thursday night.
On Thursday,
Correct?
yep. And that should be a good basketball game. We were looking at the roster. College Heights, living up to their name, as they have a lot of height.
Yeah,
and
5 guys at least 6'2".
So a couple of 2 6'4" and a 6'5".
Yeah,
thrown in there, and look like an experienced roster as well. I didn't stick around for that nightcap when they beat Erie by about 30, but I did watch just the first couple of minutes, and they have some athletes.
Yeah,
they're going to be, they'll be a tough out for sure.
Yeah, I think the Vikings, Viking boys last night, got off to a little bit of a slow start, down 7-0 to start the game, and then Coach Alk took a timeout, and after that they kind of settled down and ended up going on a 10-0 run, but then I think it got to 19-19, and then the Vikings just kind of took off from there. So the Vikes boys side will definitely have to get off to a fast start tomorrow night to be able to prevail. Or I guess I keep saying tomorrow night, but it's Thursday night.
Yeah,
there's
Thursday
no games
night,
on
right.
Wednesday night. So Thursday night at 7 is when the boys will play. So we are still about 4 minutes away from tip-off here for the girls' side. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back, and hopefully we'll get the starting lineups and get the game started on the girls' side. So you're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information, or visit labette.edu.
Day & Zimmerman, one of the largest privately owned companies in the U.S. with operations across the country and internationally. We are comprised of multiple brands that put people to work, protect our freedoms, and improve the world. The Parsons, Kansas location has manufactured munitions for over 50 years for our country's warfighters. Day & Zimmerman has immediate openings for production operators starting at $18.02 an hour on our weekend crew. Work a 12-hour day shift Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and receive 40 hours of pay. We also offer competitive benefits. Apply today.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
And win back-to-back Southeast Lancer championships. And I was looking down the roster, and we won this tournament quite a few times over the years. We won it in 2022. We won it in 2019. Maybe just those, but I knew we'd won it several other times. So 2022, 2019 were the champions. I think Nina Taylor was part of the 2019 group.
Yeah.
I think that was her senior year. So Lady Vikings trying to get the first step to go back-to-back here. So they'll have the Erie Red Devils here tonight, and then the winner of this game will play the winner of the next game, which is College Heights and Southeast. Would be the 2-7 game. College Heights will be the 2 seed. Southeast will be the 7 seed. And the Lady Vikes are the 3 seed, and the Lady Red Devils are the 6 seed in this tournament. And we're about ready to announce the starting lineup. Let's first go down the starting lineup for the Lady Red Devils. Lady Red Devils will start sophomore Tatum Olds.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our
junior Alex Pasquarelli. Sophomore Jackson Powell. Senior Skylar Hopper. And junior Kinsey Cleaver. And the Lady Vikes will start Brianna Patterson, Sydney Scheibe, Ashka Patel, Riley Dunley, and Anaya Hinman. So the only difference here is I think Sayla Ray started at Independence and Riley Dunley did not. I think that's the only difference in the starting lineup from our last game, Scott.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Scheibe just for a matter of seconds when I first got here, and he mentioned that he was putting Riley back in the starting lineup. And sometimes when a coach does that, it has nothing to do with anything other than what he thinks his team will match up better. You know, right? We've talked a lot about Riley being kind of a force in the paint. You know, not so much. She doesn't score a lot, but she plays so hard and so aggressively, and she gets her share of rebounds. And Coach may want her presence out on the floor right away, and that's why he's got her back in the starting lineup.
Good defense and good rebounds by Riley Dunley, and so she should be matched up along with number 35 Jackson Powell. It looks like probably as a forward. So we are just seconds away from the tip-off here. Here's a couple of familiar faces. It looks like Gene Cox and Vince Yanez.
Yeah, another experienced officiating crew.
Yep. The other gentleman looks familiar, but I don't know his name, Scott. But I think he's...
I've seen him before.
I think he's been around here in the southeast Kansas area reffing for a while. So the game before us had some seasoned veterans as well. Last night, you know, we had some good refs. So I like that they bring in some pretty good refs for this tournament. It kind of keeps the games going.
Right.
But Gene's been doing it a long time. And the opening tip goes to the Lady Red Devils. The Lady Red Devils will start off with the first possession. Tatum Olds with it. Gets it to Skylar Hopper. Hopper with it up top. Guarded by Brianna Patterson. They get it down low. And Pasquarelli loses it. I think it's out of bounds off Pasquarelli, so it'll be Lady Vikings basketball, so that'll be a turnover. She did not get a shot off, so it'll be a turnover going to the Lady Vikings. 7:40 just underway here first quarter. Brianna Patterson bringing it up the court for the Lady Vikes. Gets it to Scheibe. She thought about a three. Gets it back to Patterson. Patterson looking for help. Trying to get it to Hinman. Now kick back out. Now Scheibe back over to Patel. Back to Patterson. Lady Vikes being very patient here. Brianna Patterson, a little floater in the lane, missed it. Pasquarelli cleans it up. So Lady Red Devils back on the offensive side. And Tatum Olds gets fouled, looks like by Ashka Patel. Let's see what they call here. Yep, sure enough, Ashka Patel picks up her first personal foul. And Kinsey Cleaver to inbounds for the Lady Red Devils. So Cleaver to inbounds. Gets it into Pasquarelli. She's in the lane, blocked by Hinman. And it's going to stay with the Lady Red Devils. That's a good clean block there, Scott.
Yeah, it really was. And you mentioned the officiating crew. The experienced crew did not call the foul, as it was a clean block.
Tatum Olds with it up top, guarded by Patel. Pasquarelli gets it down low to Cleaver. Looks like she took steps, but they didn't call anything. Now Patterson gets the rebound, and it's going the other way. Hinman kicks it to Patel for a three. Ashka Patel off the mark, and out of bounds off of Hinman. So 6:40 to play, no score here in the first quarter. Both teams with 2 possessions and no score yet. Up the floor to Pasquarelli, working around Hinman. Pulls up. Gets it to Olds. And looks like a carry, but they didn't call anything. I want to say I thought it was tipped by the Lady Vikes there.
Yeah, I think she just lost control of it.
Well, we'll take it. So Patel inbounds to Patterson. Still no score, 6:22 and counting first quarter. Brianna Patterson bringing it up the court for the Lady Vikes. Patel thought about a three. Now back top to Patterson. So Scheibe with it. She's going to launch a three. And it is off the mark. And Lady Vikes yet to score. 0-0, 6-minute mark, first quarter. Powell with it. And it's knocked loose. And sure enough, the Lady Vikes come up with it. Patterson going quickly the other way. Gets it to Dunley. Dunley off the glass and scores. Riley Dunley scores the first basket of the game. 2-0 Lady Vikes. Just as we were talking about just her defense and rebound, Scott, she scores the first basket. So she's got to be happy with that.
And with that turnover, Erie has already committed 4 turnovers in the opening minutes.
4 turnovers in 5 possessions. That's not a good percentage. But the Lady Vikes really haven't taken advantage of it. They really haven't been able to get it down low. They're trying to get it down low to Hinman, and she's been guarded pretty hard by Pasquarelli down low.
And, it's they're going with that 1-3-1 zone. And I think the Lady Vikes just haven't adjusted to it yet.
Yeah. Now Patterson for a three, and she makes it. Brianna Patterson knocks down a three. 5-0 Lady Vikes, 5:27 to go, first quarter. And now Olds to bring it up for the Lady Red Devils. Sayla Ray checked into the game, and she's guarding Olds. Olds pulls up. Missed shot, but it's offensive rebound, tipped out by now Pasquarelli in the lane. And she gets a good look and knocks it down. So Alex Pasquarelli gets in the scorebook for the Lady Red Devils. 5-2. Vikings lead, 5:03 and counting here in the first quarter. Now Scheibe with it. Back to Patterson. Throws it down low to Hinman. Hinman's going to work. She was double teamed, and she is fouled. Not sure if it's on Pasquarelli or Powell. We're getting ready to find out. 35. That is on Jackson Powell. That is her first foul. So Anaya Hinman will be at the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. Hinman will have one more. 4:52 to play first quarter. Lady Vikes lead 5-2. And we got a timeout scoreboard. I think they're trying to find out who the foul was on, because the scoreboard still shows the one foul from Ashka Patel on the board. And sure enough, they got it. Fouls on 35. Not sure why they're looking at the book. She was in the book, Scott. I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure what they're looking at. 35, Jackson Powell.
We're going to get a technical out of this?
I don't know. Was it not in the scorebook?
I'm not sure. Looks like everything's okay.
Huh, that's weird.
It is odd.
So Naihima got a little bit of a breather there, and she knocks down the second free throw. Sometimes that either helps or hurts, and that time it helped Hinman settle down, and she knocked down the second free throw. So 6-2 Lady Vikes lead, and there is a foul. This one might be on Scheibe. Nope, it is on Riley Dunley. I didn't think Riley was there, but maybe she was. Dunley comes out of the game really quick. Patel checks back in for Dunley. Hopper gets it in. Now Olds with it. And near steal by Hinman. And now Olds triple team, throws it up. Now Hinman has a layup on the other end, and she makes it. So Anaya Hinman with their first basket and third point gives the Lady Vikes an 8-2 lead. So Pasquarelli pulls up from 15 foot, missed shot. Hinman, nice rebound by Anaya Hinman. Patterson quickly. Wow, we got lucky there. Sailor Ray ended up with it on a long pass. Now Patterson gets it to Scheibe. Scheibe from the elbow, missed it. And rebound goes to the Lady Red Devils. Skylar Hopper bringing it up the floor. Powell with it. And she's looking to go baseline. Now she's going to have to, she needs some help. She gets it to Hopper. Hopper running. I'm not sure why Brianna did that. And now Powell gets the rebound and scores it.
Yeah, so actually was trying to slap it out.
Yeah.
Instead of just snatching the rebound.
I'm not sure what that was, but it ended up being a layup for Jackson Powell. So 8-4, Lady Vikes with a 4-point lead. 3:29 and counting first quarter. Sailor Ray gets it to Ashka Patel for an open three. She missed it. It's off the side of the rim and out of bounds. So Lady Vikes, a couple of empty trips, but they still lead 8-4. 3:20 to play first quarter. They just look a little sluggish here to start.
Yeah, they really do. Fortunately, Erie
is really struggling.
Yeah, they've thrown it away 5 times and haven't done much on the offensive end because of that.
Zarian Collins checked in for the Lady Red Devils. Now Olds with it, gets it to Collins. Collins no good on the shot, but an offensive rebound by Cleaver. Back out to Collins. Olds gets it to Hopper for a three, and no good. But another offensive rebound. Lady Vikes are going to have to clean up these rebounds. And let's see who the foul's on. It might be on Jaden Kendrick. Sure enough, Jaden Kendrick picks up her first personal. She just checked into the game about 30 seconds ago. Braylon Mitchell checks into the game along with Anaya Hinman comes back in. So freshman Braylon Mitchell in the game now, Scott. She hasn't had a whole lot of minutes this year, but when she's been in, she's done a good job. So rebound by the Lady Vikes. Up really quick to Anaya Hinman, and she scores it. So Anaya Hinman now with 5 points and a 10-4 Lady Vikes lead by 6. That matches their biggest lead at 6 points. And another turnover by the Lady Red Devils. The little bit of a press by the Vikes just causing enough problems. And it looks like the Lady Red Devils coach is wanting a timeout. We'll just keep it here. It's just a 30-second. But what, 6 turnovers, Scott?
Yeah, I show 6 turnovers for Erie. I don't show any for the Lady Vikes. I may have missed one earlier in the first quarter, but for the most part, Lady Viking D has been lights out. The press has created quite a bit of havoc for this young Red Devil team, and fortunately for Erie, the Lady Vikes aren't shooting lights out like they're capable of doing from the 3-point line. That's kept the game close, just still a 2-possession game at this point. And but I think it's kind of has that same feel as the boys' game last night against Southeast.
Took a little bit of time to get going.
You think Parsons is probably the better team, maybe by quite a bit, and usually over the course of 4 quarters,
it will. Yeah,
that score is going to get spread out.
Sydney Scheibe with it, back to Patterson. Down low to Kendrick, and she lost it. That will be the Lady Vikes' first turnover. Skylar Hopper bringing it up the court and knocked out of bounds by Kendrick. So Lady Red Devils will maintain possession. 2:11 on the clock here in the first quarter. Lady Vikes up 10-4. Lady Red Devils Skylar Hopper to inbounds for the Lady Red Devils. She gets it into Collins. She's guarded by Hinman. Gives back to Olds. Really quick down low to Cleaver, and she scores it. So Kinsey Cleaver gets her first basket. So 10-6 now. Lady Vikes with a 4-point lead. 1:52 and counting here, first quarter. Scheibe gets to Patel. Trying to get it down low. Now Lady Vikes will inbounds under their own basket. Brianna Patterson the inbounds for the Lady Vikes. Throws it into Hinman. I don't think she was ready for it.
Lady Vikes kind of got bailed out on that one.
I don't think they're going to call a foul on Cleaver. No, Pasquarelli actually. So Alex Pasquarelli picks up her first. Now Patel with it. Gets back to Patterson. Now to Scheibe. Sydney just hasn't got an open look. Patel's gotten a few, and she missed them all. 10-6 Lady Vikes with a 4-point lead. Now Olds gets it down to Cleaver, and it's blocked. And should have been a foul called there, no call. But Sydney Scheibe is going to try to take it all the way, and she is fouled. Almost probably could have called Sydney for a carry there as she was around the 3-point line. Looks like she kind of palmed the ball.
Yeah, and they usually call that pretty tight at the high school level. It seems like college and pro, you can get by with it for whatever reason a little bit more. But
yeah, she was dribbling with her left hand, which is obviously not her dominant hand, and looked like she kind of palmed it a little bit. But regardless, she's at the free throw line now for 2 shots. First one is good. Sydney Scheibe's been pretty solid from the free throw line all year. She'll have one more. In that Independence game, Scott, she made those 5 threes, and then she never made another field goal from the floor. I think she ended up with like 10, maybe 8 for 10, 23.
Yeah, she had a good game.
But all the rest of her points were from the free throw line. And she knocks down both of them here. So extend back out to a 6-point lead. So 12-6 Lady Vikes, 1:19 to play here first quarter. And Collins with it. Gets it back to Olds. Olds gets it. Down low to Hopper and to Powell. That was a good passing. And they found the open person. Is Jackson Powell. Down low for the Erie Red Devils. Back to a 4-point lead. Near steal by Pasquarelli. Under 1 minute to play here in the first quarter. Lady Vikes lead